win 11
Yeah, because you're
year.
way too down on them, KW.
I mean, it's
That's
6
why.
wins.
That's why you're.
It's six wins last year. Fifth hardest schedule. So you thought the Patriots schedule was bad. Look at the Chiefs schedule, fifth hardest. Now, granted, you got the Cardinals, Colts, Jets, Patriots, 49ers at home.
Yeah,
That's actually not too bad. On the road, Bengals, Bills,
I don't
Dolphins,
think it's that
Falcons,
hard.
Rams, Seahawks. Well, you got. I think it's Broncos, Chargers, and the resurgent Raiders
Yes.
that you got to be a little bit worried about. But fifth hardest officially.
Yeah. So listen, I understand the Chiefs were awful last year, but I do think that their number being the same as the two teams that played in the Super Bowl last year for next year is instructive. That UKW, I don't know where Brew is, but UKW might be a little too down on the Chiefs because even though you're beloved in Kansas City and believe in Patrick Mahomes sometimes, I think you expect them to have a really rough season next year. I do not. I think that now, do I think they're going to win 13 games? I wouldn't say that, but I know that Andy Reid, since he's been with the Chiefs, here's how many games they have won each year. Patrick Mahomes was not there for all of those years. So every year of Mahomes' career prior to last year, obviously they would have hit this over. But also, 3 of the years before Mahomes got there, they would have hit this over. He is still an excellent coach. They are going to actually, be able to add real impact guys in the draft because of the disastrous season. And obviously, Brew, if Patrick is out until week 6, that changes everything. I do not believe that's going to be the case. I believe Patrick Mahomes is going to be dancing at Travis Kelce's wedding, is going to be starting for the Chiefs in week 1. And so I will go with the over for the now all of a sudden truly hunters, the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, pardon me.
Look, I may change my mind going into the regular season.
This is all just in pencil for the record.
But right now, I'm going under. I'm not convinced that Mahomes is going to be dancing, as you like to say, at Kelsey's wedding. And maybe he will dance, but that's different than playing football week 1. So I'm questioning whether he's there for week 1. And then, Nick, how much does that, the injury affect him? Does it take him 4 or 5 weeks to get back to form? Remember, this year running was a big part of his game. Yeah. And so that's probably not going to be the case, certainly initially next year. And so right now I'm going with the under.
Yeah, I think this will be interesting. This Kansas City Chiefs right now are so hard to talk about because of obviously Patrick Mahomes. And I'm trying to think of the ways to have these conversations with how constantly being Mahomes is healthy and this or that. And I've talked about the injury and how long it takes you, even if you make a full recovery and everything is all good. Still takes some time for you to kind of feel comfortable and confident. There you're going to start to feel soreness and pain because even if he makes a 100% perfect recovery, his knee is just not going to feel the same after the game's laying in bed, sleeping in the shower. Like it's just different when he's squatting down, playing with his children and stuff. It's just forever different. And his own teammate knows it. As I quote this all the time, Kelsey saying that he's had 10+ surgeries over his career and not a day goes by that he doesn't feel every single one of them, and that's my experience too. And so it's all part of the process. But I do think that if I'm just going to answer this question, if I think like Patrick Mahomes is full strength and it's all good, then I think they will be back to being a top team in the NFL, right? I think to me, that's very clear. But before I get any further in it, Kansas City Chiefs fans, please do not forget to subscribe and watch the full-length video. When you guys do that, views go through the roof, subscribers go through the roof, and it's not about just chasing views. It's not about just chasing subscribers. I really, truly mean that. It's about creating content that people genuinely want to watch. They genuinely want to discuss so we can have real grounded, unbiased conversations about the Kansas City Chiefs. You guys are fed, Kansas City Chiefs fans especially are fed such nonsense. I'm sorry, you just are. You're fed either just nothing but hopes and dreams, and this is the greatest thing in the history of the universe, and, pretty much what everything that Nick Wright says, or it's people that just are like, oh, it's over, they're done, it's done, it's done. Dynasty over, Colin showing a tombstone and whatnot. Say what you will about me, but I keep it 100% real with Kansas City, right? we have our fun, we have our jokes, but I accurately portray, relay what I believe to be the reality, right? As unbiasedly as I possibly can. And so I do think, I mean, it's just, I'm not going to count out. I say this all throughout the course of the season. It's like, as long as you got Spags, as long as you got Andy, as long as you got Mahomes, it's like that trio alone. Do I think that the Chiefs are just automatically going to bounce back and be the Chiefs that we knew them in the past, where they're so scary and you're just like, oh my gosh, if you give the Chiefs just a millimeter, game over, right? It's just done. I used to always say that. It's like the moment any team makes the tiniest mistake, they go to 4th on 4th down and they don't get it, they miss an extra point, whatever it is. The tiniest little thing, game over, done. It's all you need. I think that the Chiefs for years now, it's just like, we're just waiting for you to make mistakes. You make a mistake, we win. Do they have that ability right now? It's like, probably not. I think my guess is the Chiefs, at least right now, and again, it's so hard because you just don't know what Mahomes is going to look like. And also, we don't know free agency and the draft and all that fun stuff. But to me, I feel as though the Chiefs slide into essentially who the Bills had been, the Ravens, and when the Bengals are actually healthy, I think it's just like a top team, great team, dangerous team. Certainly not a team that you're excited to play, but do you have the feeling of just like, oh my gosh, give us an inch and the game's over? Like, I don't think that, because the Bills never had that. The Ravens never had that. Only the Chiefs had that, honestly. Only the Chiefs had that. And so I think really, and not, this isn't comparing styles of play, but I just mean like in terms of quality of level of greatness, I guess. I just think they turn into what we saw since like 22, 23, 24 or so, right? The Lions, the Bills, the Ravens, the 49ers, and they've all kind of had slightly different versions of themselves, especially the 49ers. But I just think like that's what the Chiefs enter in right now, at least this immediate season and then the next season. Can they reclaim themselves as like, yeah, we're all great teams, but we got that edge because, again, we are the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, that remains to and be seen. I think if you're going to have the best draft selection, the best opportunity to have the best draft. You have the best opportunity to have the best draft that you've ever had, under the Andy Mahomes Spags little trio era. And that can go an incredibly long way. I said that this was the potential because I actually thought the Chiefs were going to be better last season. I kept defending them. Then they fell off a cliff. But I was thinking, especially when they couldn't win in the beginning of the season, I was just thinking to myself, man, is it going to be too late by the time Rashee Rice comes back and Xavier Worthy and whatnot? And I was like, are they going to just be really bad and they're not going to be able to get enough wins, get in the playoffs, and now they're going to like draft artificially top 3 or something, top 4? And I was just thinking to myself, like, that's such a massive gift to you because you're drafting at the B at the top. But it's artificial, it's not real, it's not actually representative of who you are as a franchise. And now it didn't quite be that way, but they did close enough. I do think their record was non-representative of who they are as a team. So therefore, they're now drafting in a higher order than a team of their level normally would. And that really, really, really has the ability to skyrocket you, to really set you up. Now, can you do it all overnight? The draft happens overnight, but will it take a couple years for you to realize that great, the true fruits of this coming draft? That's why I think like this coming season ends up being more of just like, okay, we can be back to who we were, and then the following year and the year after, then you have the potential. But then the question mark is who is Patrick Mahomes? Who is Andy Reid? Spags? Those guys are getting close to retirement, and Mahomes is older now as well, right? And with surgically repaired knees. So it's tough, but if you think that the Chiefs are just going to have back-to-back seat, where they win 6 wins and they win 8 wins, like, I struggle to see that. I really, really do. I struggle to see that. So, but it's going to be interesting because I am a firm believer that Patrick Mahomes' game has to evolve, and I believe Lamar has to evolve. And So does Josh Allen, and I think out of all those quarterbacks, the best person to help that, evolution is none other than Andy Reid. But I do think Patrick Mahomes' game has to evolve, especially with the knee injury, especially with just his age getting older and whatnot. And what that looks like, no idea. But it's a little bit different because his game needed to evolve, whether he got surgery or not. And now he's not able to work on that evolution throughout this offseason and whatnot. So it's curious. It's definitely a steep hill to climb, but if you don't think Patrick Mahomes and Andy and Spags and company can't climb a steep hill, well, then you don't know them. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Kansas City Chiefs? What do you got them? 10.5 over, under. I mean, the schedule's a schedule. I mean, I don't know. You get to play the Cardinals and the Jets. Seems pretty nice to me. The Dolphins seems pretty nice to me. I mean, you play the Bills all the time, I don't know. Like, it's not, the schedule doesn't stand out to me. It's more also about how good are the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers. The Raiders, Broncos, Chargers. Yeah. How good are they? How much do they take steps forward? If they all take steps forward, then that obviously, changes things considerably. But in terms of the schedule itself, I'm not like, oh man, that's a tough schedule right now. It's an NFL schedule. Preliminary thoughts. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get to some discussions, let's get to some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.